Testing, testing. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Is anyone here? How's everyone doing tonight? Or today, actually. I think it's like noon in the US or something. I kind of wanted to schedule it even later, but I've been keeping cat sleeping hours, so I wasn't sure if I would actually have the energy to start the live at like 2 or 3 a.m. my time. Hi, thank you, Ali. Hi, thank you, Tiny. Hi, Nastasia. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you. I promise this live isn't going to be at the quarterly meeting of all of our demons. It's, it's going to be a life-hearted live, I hope. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Mash, Zra, Liz. Thank you, Rebecca. Hi. So I actually have important news. I said this on Instagram and on Twitter, but I kept postponing saying it on YouTube. I kept saying, "Oh, I'll do a get ready with me," and let everyone know I'll do a get ready with me and let everyone know. And I didn't manage to do a get ready with me until now because my schedule has been shit. But I got engaged. So yeah, with some good luck, in like a couple of years, I'll make an honest man out of my guy, and he'll be stuck with me forevermore. He will not be able to escape. Ali says it's 4 p.m., 1 p.m. Pacific. Oh, that's like decent time. Although I'm aware that it's like during the workday for a lot of people, but it's just time zones fucking suck, man. Thank you everyone for the congratulations. Thank you. He proposed during Christmas. We were at his mom's place, as we usually do in Christmas time, because he's the only one left in the country out of her children. So we always go for Christmas to her place. And he hid the box in a box of chocolates, and it was very, very sweet. It was very, very sweet. And my dumbass didn't realize what was happening. So when I actually opened the box of chocolates and I saw like the box, I was like, "Is this for me or is it for your mom?" And he looked at me like he was like, "Jesus Christ, man." Like he looked at me and he realized the emptiness in my head, and I could see like the wheels turning and him starting to regret it just a little bit. And another super funny. Can you guys hear me? I hope you do. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. As I was saying, like another funny thing was that when you open the box, it's got like this LED light, which makes the rings sparkle all pretty. And when I opened it, I was sitting in a place next where there were some Christmas lights hanging out. And if you guys can hear meows, that's Grandpa Cat just meowing the song of his people. We have no idea why he meows like this. It's random. And I opened the ring and I was like, "Oh, the ring sparks so pretty. It's Christmas magic. It sparkles from the lights." And he was like, "No, you dummy. There's an LED in the box." I don't know which birthday. It's not my name day. It's my actual birthday, the day that my mother inflicted me upon this earth. Oh, hi. Oh, I hope you have a safe journey home. Stay clear of fucking snow, please. Take care, yeah? And if you can't rejoin, like, you have me on Insta, girl. He's been singing. So he's been singing this for days. He was doing that at his previous home where he was living with my grandpa. So I'm taking it as a sign that he's actually feeling comfortable enough in his new home right now. He just he's got a spot on the couch. He gets off from the spot on the couch, goes to the hallway, sits on his ass, meows for a minute or two, then goes back and sleeps. And I'm like, but why though? Like, what do you want? What do you need? Because I always check when he does that. Like I check litter box, fine, clean, food aplenty, and I'm like, okay, but what do you need from me? He may be because we got him close to 19 years ago. So I think he's like 19 in April. And we were walking home, me and my mother, from a park, a nearby park near the place where we lived in previously. And we met a guy, like an old guy who had like a beautiful golden retriever, and I played with it for hours. And then he said to my mom, different times where you weren't so afraid of fucking serial killers everywhere, he said, oh, you know, our cat, me and my wife's had kittens, do you want to come visit and see them and play with them? And we went to their place, and they had like this beautiful, I don't know if it was Siamese or Burmese, one of those beautiful cats that are like cream colored with white socks and have the, you know, the tail and the snout and the ears darker. And she had so many kittens. She had white kittens, she had gray kittens like grandpa cat, and tiger type kittens. And in the end, I just whined until we got him home. And initially, we thought he was a she, so we called him Betty, after Ugly Betty from the telenovela. And eventually, we realized that, oh, Betty has started to grow balls. It's clear that Betty chose the life of a man. So we renamed him. I mean, yeah, but at least you never feel alone, Gretchen. You never feel alone at night. She's yowling to scare away the night demons. I love talkative kitties. Yours sounds like a dream, Lydia. Also, thank you to everyone who said happy birthday until now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The always his stage or his audience music is gift. You know, at least if he had like a pretty meow, but he has that kind of meow that's like person that smokes 6 packs of cigarette a day for the last 25 years. It's such a hoarse meow. And we also think he meows so loud because he may just have gotten like a little bit deaf in his old age and he doesn't realize how loud he's actually. Oh, Norwegian forests are so beautiful. Such majestic cats. Just beautiful, beautiful cats. Like, kitty opinions are like one of the finer points to discuss in life. Truly. They truly are. Also, I have cider, so cheers, everyone. I'm not responsible for what I'm saying in this live. I will be slightly intoxicated. Don't cancel me. Unless I really deserve it. Oh, that is so cute. That's so cute. I love it when they talk to each other. No, poor baby. Oh, poor baby. Like, he knows the acoustics. He knows that he's worth better sound effects than the regular house. Oh, tell him hi for me. Yeah, like a lot of them are very talkative. The black kitty that I had previously, God rest her soul, I would have entire conversations with her. I would love to just wake up in the morning and be like, "Hi, how are you?" And she'd be like, "Meow." And I'm like, "Oh, did you dream well last night?" Meow. Like, we had entire conversations. I miss that cat so much. She was just a precious shadow. I love her. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we think he's going a bit deaf as well. And also, I don't think he's going blind because he can still very well track movements, but his eyes are a little cloudy. So I'm thinking it's just a bit of general confusion because it's still not the environment where he lived like literally 18 and a half years of his life, you know? And we leave him alone as much as we can. We're not harassing him like we harass the other cats. like they're freeloaders and we harass them as much as we could in like a loving way. But he is completely left alone. He's the king of freeloading. He is left alone all day. All he does is eat and sleep and shit, and we leave him be because we respect old age at this house. Oh my god, same, Sabrina. They are so cheeky. Like, I would stare one of mine in the eyes and he would still open the drawer. And I'm like, why do you need to get into my underthings, sir? Why do you need to be a pervert? Leave my shit alone. Also, I love your hair in your profile picture. You've got such pretty hair. Squeaky meows are the cutest. The very cutest. God. I can't believe I'm having to celebrate this bullshit during a pandemic. It's truly first world problems, but mm, I just wish everything went back to normal, but whatever. We said we were going to be lighthearted today, so. Oh, mine do the same things. Like, I would be in a meeting at work being all serious, and then you would hear Grandpa cat in the background be like, meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, sir, we do not need your input in this quarterly meeting, or all right? You don't even know computers. Hey Laura, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys haven't checked out Laura's channel yet, what are you doing with your lives? She has such pretty makeup looks. The fat cat loves to fucking dive bomb. 6.5 kilograms of weight. He sometimes jumps on my stomach and I'm like, oh well, there goes my uterus out of my spine. Like, I literally feel my organs shifting to accommodate him. And he has this stupid habit where I'm sitting on the couch, I'm working on my computer, just tapping along or killing shit in Destiny or whatever, and he just jumps from the floor on the laptop, ruins everything that I was going to do, and then jumps off. And I'm like, but for what? For what did you do that? For what? I hope you have an amazing, easy workday, Laura. Apparently, showing the butt is like a sign of trust with them. So they're like, I'm showing you my butt because I love them. A very human behavior. We also only show our butts to people that we trust, unless we're James Charles and going to Coachella. The secret language of birthdays. Oh, I will actually Google that. But fun fact, I am born on an unlucky day. So 17, from what my mom told me, is an unlucky number in certain part of Italy. So 17 February, unlucky day. And then she had my sister on the 13th, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's your fault. Every little thing that will happen bad because for us or your fault because you couldn't keep it in for like a couple of more hours. And I'm like, I'm an Aquarius and my sister is a Virgo, so it's probably the only Virgo that deserves rights. Actually, no, I'm jesting. Virgos still aren't as bad as Scorpios. I don't believe that much in astrology anyway. It's just fun. I want him to lose weight for his own health, and I cannot find one single way to do it. I try to make him do cardio. He won't fucking move. He's unimpressed with every toy I bring. He won't play that much with the others as well because he gets tired of their antics at a certain point. I can't put him on a diet because then the other cats starve because they eat at the same time. Then they eat together and it's like a bonding time for them. So I'm like, okay, fine. Dive bomb me. My best friends are cancers. Almost all of them. And I think it's because I'm more even-tempered, so I can take all of the typical Cancer emotional stuff. Okay, you're the second Virgo that deserves rights, Haley. I'm exaggerating. Any astrological slander that I do is I'm exaggerating. But to be fair, I have met only 2 Scorpios that I like out of all of the Scorpios that I met. Oh, I don't go above the sun sign. I always forget the rest. Oh yeah, no, astrological opinions, like it's so fun to see astrology Twitter lose their marbles when someone just gives like one of these opinions. Yay! Aquarius Aquarius masterpiece. Love it. You're a Cancer. Good. Love Cancers. I always get along well with Cancers. My best friend, we've been known each other for 19 years now, I think. Since 2002, and she's a Cancer. Like same. I also love to laugh at astrological hot takes because it's fun space woo woo. It truly is. It's so much fun. Bye, Liz. Take care. I hope you have an easy day. Thank you, Elsie. Thank you, thank you. This reminds me of that time where there was those reviews of the ABH working environments where they said they wouldn't hire people based on astrological charts. And it was just fucking wild. Just wild that they wouldn't hire, and they were like, "Oh no, you're a Capricorn rising, and we don't like fixed signs in this company. You can go." It's for me with my Aquarius placement. It's like I have many emotions. I have a lot of feels, but they are not very well shown. So I can come across as quite cold to people when I'm just like reserved and shy. Thank you for popping in. Thank you. I hope you have a very easy work day. Sagittarius represent. Oh man, I'm so sad that Norvina ran her mother's company into the ground because listen, I love seeing women win. And I would have loved to see an empire of women in the same family just passing along the ownership of this company and doing great and wonderful things. But I think Norvina was too blinded by Instagram fame and trying to be this sort of influencer slash owner that a lot of brand owners try to be, when it's just honestly sometimes the path to success is to just mind your business and not try to be a celebrity in your own right. And I think she had some bad influences. What do you mean? Like geographically, location wise, mental wise? What do you mean? Oh God, same. It's like I'm out and about. I'm all, wearing my Aquarius armor. I come home and it's like all of my demons waiting on me on. So they're like waiting for me on the couch, and they open the light and they're like, "Hi." I'm like, "Fuck you guys again." Romania, in Eastern Europe, country that's shaped like a fish for easy identification. Yeah, I really think she should have just branched out and created her own brand and not diluted the brand name of ABH. Because I think that was her biggest mistake because her own brand had a clear vision, and then ABH also had a very clear vision, but they weren't connected design wise or audience wise. So what happened was that you got like this disconnect. Yes, exactly. And I would have loved just seeing another Romanian person to brag about. I mean, yeah, if you kind of look at it, yeah, it's shaped like a fish. Because we've got like the delta that is the tail sort of shape, and then it kind of goes like this. I remember when I had geography class, it was really popular for every child to have these plastic cutouts of our country. Um, and it was easier that way. You could just trace it, and then you would put whatever you were learning, like rivers or mountains or whatever else you were learning during that geography session. From what I've heard, it's not just the main sign that uh, is the biggest one that contributes to your personality. It's also your rising and your moon and other types of mumbo jumbo. But the shortest thing to know is that your rising is maybe the foundation of your house, so to say, and then your moon and sun and whatever else, or rising, or I always confuse them. Um, Basically just are the walls and whatever you put in your house. Yeah, moonfish. It's like a very fat, thick fish, like the thick kind of fish. Oh yeah, no. It's ABH just kept fucking and fucking up, and I think it relates back to Norvina taking the reins and trying to be so personally involved. Same. I always ask my mom. I always forget. Like I think the mess for ABH started when they started having such a big Twitter presence, with that PR search, and then just a mess, just mess. Thank you. Take care. Hope you have a rest of sorry, an amazing rest of your workday. That's valid. That's fair. Yeah, it's the issue is that not everyone that has a vision or that has the skills to become an influencer also has the skills to become a business owner. And what a lot of smaller indie brand owners don't realize is that even if you have a good idea that you can put into market, again, you may not have the marketing and the social media and the public relationship skills to not fuck up your entire brand with your poor management of those. Oh man, 2019 still feels like a fever dream. We were so unaware of what was going to happen. I have mixed feelings regarding the PR search because I met amazing Twitter friends on there. Amazing people that I still follow, that I still hype up, that still support me, and we support each other. So it was great because you could truly find a sisterhood or a brotherhood or a Thadyhood or whatever you wanted over there, if you were looking for that. But there was also so much backstabbing, subtweeting, spamming, flooding mentions. It was a fucking mess. It was just a mess. The amount of friendships that I saw being broken over that stupid PR search, and the amount of subtweets and shady business that I still see. And it's just at this point I'm like, fuck it, there's nobody like a good person. Is nobody minding their business? What the fuck is going on over there? Oh yeah, no, on Instagram it was fine, but in the on Twitter it was a mess, a complete mess. What makeup would I wear to celebrate my birthday? What is it? Well, excuse you. Eh. So yeah, that's Grandpa Cat. We're talking about the ABHPR search. What makeup would I wear? Honestly, I don't know. I am thinking maybe these newer singles. Let me just grab them. Give me a second. because they're in the packaging. So I went to the mall for some necessities, and of course I entered the makeup store as well because I have no fucking self-control. And I got these singles from the Cupio store, and they're from a brand called Moi, Muah. They're really pretty. I don't think you can tell. Let me see if swatches show you how pretty they are. Let's see. Yeah, here they are. So I'd probably wear one of these with like a very fresh, blushy face and a very strong lipstick. Lots of mascara because I do love me some mascara. It depends. Oh, I love Twitter. I love Twitter simply because it's so chaotic. It's so chaotic. It's such a mess, and it's never quiet. Never quiet. I think Anastasia, listen, a big problem in Romania is nepotism. And I think Anastasia, raised in Romania and then leaving in adulthood, still has a lot of Romanian values in her, including legacy to your family. I don't think many Romanian families would go forward with leaving the company brand in in the hands of a stranger. Or even someone that wasn't necessarily tied to the family. So I think she didn't realize that Norvina wasn't ready to take her mantle yet. I mean, they're both humans, you know. No, that age difference would be creepy. No way any 19-year-old tomcat has anything to do with a 4-year-old young kitty. She should date cats her age. Oh, same. Like the only thing I purchased from ABH was a brow gel. That's it. Otherwise, I was gifted two things. I was gifted the brow pomade, which I didn't really get along well with it, just not my vibe, and some mini lipsticks, and I didn't like those. So it's like I'm happy that I never bought from them because it would have been a really expensive investment for something that I wouldn't have felt comfortable with showing more on my Instagram and on my YouTube. And of course, there are many things that I use in my private life that I don't necessarily show on camera. It's just that it would have been a very expensive, sad investment for me. It's true. It's true. Did I say anything bad about Kentuckians by accident? Oh boy. Just go back to sleep, bro. You have food, you have your little box. What do you want from me? Thank you, Maria. Yes, exactly. You know, the Jackie Aina palette was created by Jackie Aina through, I don't know, like a witchcraft ritual under the full moon out of moon water and sparkle dust. She made it all by herself. All of the SKUs were created in her living room. ABH had nothing to do with it. No, I don't plan on getting it. Mainly because those are not colors that I would wear very often. And yeah, that's the only reason. I'm on a low buy and I'm only allowed 4 palettes every year. And I'm of the opinion that if you want to support a creator, the easiest way to do it is to watch their videos with the ads running and to continue supporting their content, not necessarily buy their collaborations. So nothing against Angelica. I actually watch her videos. Is not something that I would wear all of the time, unfortunately. But whoever gets it, I hope you guys love it and enjoy it and tag your looks just so everyone can share them. I'm sorry for the cat noises, but it's his house and I'm just living in it. I'm the freeloader here, not him. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. like, I don't know, I feel like I feel collaborations on YouTube are a bit of a spiny topic because it's hard to navigate them. Because people can read a lot into it. Like, they can read of you being shady towards the creator, or of you not supporting them, or you, uh, as I said, just trying to low key be a certain way, when sometimes people just don't buy because they don't buy, and that's it. Um, It's Summersby sparkling cider with apples, and it's really good. It's deceptively alcoholic for how sweet it is. How's everyone doing considering the crazy shit that's happening in the US? Are you guys okay? 'Cause it's wild. It's wild. I'm 27. A good age to be. I still feel like I'm 22. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh boy. Stay safe. Stay safe. I mean, yeah, but Trump is like one little cogwheel in a bigger slew of problems. It's just the start that he's gone, you know? Rest. You need your rest. Like, screw work, fuck capitalism, get your rest. I mean, close enough. Close enough. Yeah, it is a fun. It's an interesting age because I definitely don't feel like I am 27. I feel like I'm very early 20s. Like, I barely broke the barrier of my 20s. But I also feel like very much an adult because I have all of my shit together, like, compared to some of my friends. So it's like I feel both very old and both very young. That's more universal. One party being against democracy is more universal than you would think. It's like I was there was like that meme where was America, oh, we're having issues with democracy, and then the other Eastern European countries was like, oh, this is your first time. But yeah, no, I'm not trying to make light of something so serious, but um it just sucks, man. I'm so sorry. I hope you love it. I took like ballet classes for like 2 months until I decided that I'm more of the type that prefers fighting to dancing, but it was super, super fun, and I hope you love them. Oh, too many more years ahead, Maria. 17 is an amazing age to be. I miss being 17. Oh, Christ. Yeah, no, I heard about that. I heard about that. It's just absolutely terrible. Honestly, I've been starting having aches and pains only since the pandemic and self-isolation started and working from home, because I got super lazy. I haven't worked out. Like, I've lost all upper body strength. I've lost all of my cardio, and I keep trying to start working out again, but it's just I am wallowing in a soup of my own depression and inactivity, and it's really hard to start back up. Hello, Amanda. Welcome, 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 welcome. And thank you guys for the very happy birthdays. Oh, he does not enjoy being picked up. He will claw the shit out of me. He is old and cranky. Yeah, like, it's a common sentiment, but yeah, it's like I sometimes find myself being like, oh, now they know how it's like to live in that part of Europe. And then I catch myself and I'm like, fucking yikes, have some empathy, woman. But yeah, it's like, it's a type of, we Romanians call it "you laugh so you don't cry." That comes from a sense of powerlessness, because you can't really do anything about it except signal boost and add your voice and share the voices of those that are going through it. So You tend to add humor to it just to cope, because the world is shit and it's going down the drain, so you do the best you can to stay sane. I don't have cake today. No, I'm just having a drink with you guys. I had some socially distanced celebration planned. So what I did was, my usual birthday group was like 20 people. So impossible to do in current conditions, because I don't want to get 20 people together and put everyone in danger. So what I did was, I split the group in two. So I had my first celebration with three of my girlfriends, and that was on Saturday. And then I'm also having another celebration with six people, so we'll be seven total at my place. Because it's like, I just need a little reprieve from everything that's been happening. I just need to feel like a crumb of normality, just a wee bit crumb of feeling normal. And I thought that was like a good way to also not have enough people and put everyone in danger, and also just celebrate and have fun in our own way. I hope you get in a better place to work out as well, if you ever want to. Because it's just, even a lot of workouts that people say they're low level, it's like they ask things of your body in different ways. So a lot of people, like, they dismiss yoga and they dismiss Pilates. They say that they're easy workouts, and it's like, no, they're not. Try taking an actual yoga class and see how easy you find that. Just because it looks like stretching doesn't mean it's easy. The instructors make it look easy because they've been doing this for years. Hi, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, I did make it last all week. I took the week off work. I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's not like I'm going anywhere this year, so might as well use those vacation days to actually get some rest. I've literally been having cat-like schedule. I've been sleeping 15, 16 hours a day. So I think my brain just needed the break from work. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a lout, do nothing, maybe film, read some books, play some games, and I'm not gonna do jack shit for my birthday week. I'm just gonna be useless like I deserve to be. It's annoying because it's a forced staycation, right? It's not a staycation out of choice. It's a staycation out of the fact that we cannot leave anywhere. Or, well, theoretically we could leave, but I'm not about to go and spread my germs in a tropical country just because I can. And it's also like, I don't want to risk myself. I don't want to risk the lives of others. So I'm just gonna stay at fucking home until things tide over and cases just go a lot more down. We're doing better lately. They've Cases have gone down, and we've started vaccinating, and restaurants are back open, which is nice, but they're not like at full capacity. They only allow 30% of the tables to be filled in, unless they're like outdoors tables. And they reopened a lot of stuff. You still have to wear masks everywhere because it's precautions, but I'm hoping with some more vaccination we'll pull through. Oh yeah, definitely. So some of you guys may not have seen, but I have like a fear of using actual paint. So watercolor, I'm super comfortable with. Same with ink, pencil. Tempera and other stuff, not so much, because they feel much more definite. They feel like I have to control them better. Watercolor, I just let it do its thing and it comes out beautiful. Tempera, it intimidates me. It intimidates me. So what I've started doing is, I never want to use tempera on something that's my own, because then I'm afraid of messing up all of my line artwork. So what I've started doing is, I bought some coloring books. I've got like a super cool Star Wars coloring book that's in the other room, and I've just started painting over the line art there. It's very relaxing. Oh, yes, yes, I fucking love Skyrim. I should start replaying it. Currently, what I'm playing is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. which is like Skyrim on steroids with with a different plot. Valheim, which is like Skyrim meets Minecraft. I got gifted Horizon Zero Dawn, so I'm really keen on playing that. And I'm still playing Cyberpunk. I still haven't finished it yet. I need to be in a particular mood to play Cyberpunk because it's too close to reality, man. Like I go and I walk through the streets of Night City and I see so many people just glass-eyed and dirt and dust and neons, and I'm like, if I really wanted to see a fucking city like that, I would go outside. I will go visit Bucharest. I want some escapism and urban landscapes that are clearly almost dystopian are not escapists for me. Not to mention that I spoiled myself. I know how the ending is, and I'm like, why can this fucking shit not have a happy ending? I mean, relatively, it kind of depends. Spoilers, whatever. I'm not talking more about it. Have you tried modding Skyrim from Nexus Mods? I mean, it depends on what you play. Because if you play on PC, you can mod it. On anything else, not. When I played Skyrim at the very beginning, I think I had like 250 mods. I modded it till I broke it. I have 730. So yes, that is an achievement. We are sisters, you and I. You clearly have excellent taste. I have like 7 different Skyrim characters because I played different storylines separately. So I have someone that's a Dragonborn and a companion. I have someone that's in the Dark Brotherhood. No, I'm lying. I have 4 Skyrim characters and then 3 in Oblivion and 2 Morrowind. Because as I said, I just went to different storylines and it's more fun to roleplay that way. There was a really, really cool mod that was quite easy. It was something like bigger trees, and it made every tree in the game 2 times larger. It felt so epic, such a tiny thing, but it made everything look even more stunning than it was. So if you can still find that one, I do recommend it. Just very easy mod, beautiful though. But yeah, we started nerding out about video games. Video games are amazing, man. I would probably go crazy without video games. It's like video games and books have kept me sane during this pandemic. Art, not so much because it's been hard for me because there's no new inputs, right? There's nothing inspiring because I'm not going outside the house. And I can only do so much with stuff from games and books that doesn't feel to me mm, not wholly out of myself, you know? So it's like I've been really trying to pick back art, and I've also had like a lot of anxiety regarding art and being perceived with art, and why is it very important for my art to be perceived? Why do I feel the need for it to be perceived? Why can't I do it just for its sake? Stuff like that. I've been having a lot of heavy thoughts, like should go to therapy type of thoughts regarding my art. So it's just been going in sputters. It's been both relaxing and anxiety inducing. I haven't, but I do have Terraforming Mars on my to play list or my wish list. Yes, nerding out makes life go around. So just I'm gonna leave my headset for a bit because I just need to hold my hair with something. Thank you, Juliet. Moment. That one is too thin. Let me see if I can find another one. Yeah. Sorry. I'll be right back with you in 1 minute. I'm just very hot right now and not in the aesthetic sense. There you go. I'm sorry you feel that way. Like books are great escapism. Is it that you don't have like the attention span for them right now, or you're not in like the right mood, or thank you, Juliet. Oof. Oh yeah, I felt that in my soul. Ouch. Yeah, it's just if you are not out in the world and you are not out experiencing things on your own, there's only so much you can put into your creative output that isn't derivative. So I do enjoy creating stuff based on the games that I play or the books that I read, but it's like it isn't an essence derivative and influenced by that work. It's not wholly by myself, out of my own experiences. And so it doesn't feel to me as authentic. Okay, as drawing egg cartons. I will try that. I will try that. Any series or movies that you have enjoyed watching recently? I've been really into Korean dramas, and I've been watching Tale of the Nine-Tailed, which is about this nine-tailed fox that um so it's like a human nine-tailed fox, because that's how the mythology in that show works, that is searching for his lost love that died a long, long time ago. And he made a pact with the afterlife overseers that she will get reincarnated at a certain point so he can go back and meet her again. And that's what the whole plot revolves around. Otherwise, I've not been really watching or reading much, or watching series or movies much, because I don't have the attention span for it. I've been really liking Jujutsu Kaisen, which is an anime about curses and sorcerers, and it's really good, like good animation. It's super, super fun. Oh, yeah, I feel you on the stress. Like I feel so paralyzed by stress, and I just it's like an alternate between things that I try to stave off stress, but then they cause me even more stress because I feel that I'm not being productive and I feel like I'm being stuck instead of actually doing stuff. So they give me even more stress, and I 100% feel that this is just capitalism that has brainwashed me into needing to feel productive 24/7. And now that I'm stuck, I don't feel productive, which in turn makes me feel miserable. You're very right. Yeah, I'm desperate for anything high energy as well. Not that I know of. Like not any particular ones. It's just the usual cake, singing, celebrating. There might be some in like villages or smaller towns, but not any that I know of. Jujutsu Kaisen is I love it. I love it. Oh, Lovecraft Country. I've watched like a couple of episodes of that, but then I don't know why we didn't continue watching it. It's really, really good. Oh yeah, no, the pandemic is going away. It's starting to feel like, oh, he'll change. Like same vibes. Yeah, exactly. It's not inherently a bad thing, but it just doesn't scratch the itch as much for me. And I can only make so many emotional drawings about me feeling miserable and stuck, until because then it feels like I'm fueling me feeling bored and stuck by drawing it over and over again. It just feels like I'm giving it energy. Hi, Audra. Oh, hello. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining. I love you. Hello. Drag Race is amazing. Sometimes even my boyfriend just catches me watching an episode and he'll sit for 5 minutes with a snack or something, but then continues watching the whole episode in like fascination. Yes, 100% a trash man. Not only does he not treat you right, he doesn't take you anywhere, and he's also liable to give you a disease. The pandemic is a trash man. Also, did you guys know that there is like a romance book about the coronavirus? We deserve to get nuked as a species for that alone. Like the whole plot is that there's this scientist, right? And she gets super horny by watching the corona in like a test tube or something, which okay, girl, you have issues. Like, I wouldn't have judged you if you were a furry, but this is too much, way too much. And apparently, her boss does some experiment with a virus, and it turns it into a super zombie like virus, which then takes possession of him, a dumpy middle-aged man, and turns him into a green hunk with like corona pattern on it. And then they start fucking in the lab, and I'm like, you need therapy. Even if this was done just for the Amazon money, you need therapy. I'm not kink shaming except for that. That and the people that want to fuck the Loch Ness monster. Different breed of humans altogether. Oh, reading the Witcher series is so much fun. My favorites are the ones that aren't like one book an entire plot, but rather the two books, I think, that have all of the various separate little stories in it. Yes, the book is a thing. The book is a thing. Unfortunately, for the future of humankind, for the collective conscious of humanity, this book has completely polluted our collective consciousness. It exists. Yeah, same here. I can't get into audiobooks. My mind wanders with audiobooks. I start thinking about something else and I'm like, oh, what was this guy saying? She would eat them and they'd probably enjoy it. Listen, same. I've been recently getting into romance as well, slightly, but it's like there's romance and there's that. Oh yeah, no, it's quite fascinating. Like the whole social discourse over how the meaning behind zombies changed over time, from social, and they start reflecting always social anxieties of the time. So from mindless drones of capitalism to mindless violence to infectious diseases being the main issue and not necessarily just, them being mindless and not doing anything, to survivor's guilt, stuff like that. Like they are completely fascinating. I hate watching zombie movies though. Zombie movies and some zombie books, I just can't get into them because they present such a bleak view of humanity most of the time. And it's not necessarily a celebration of survival as it is a race for survival against the thing. I think the only zombie slash my it's not necessarily a zombie movies because they're vampires, but uh the book, not movie, the I Am Legend book was the only zombie slash in that type of thing that I enjoyed, merely because the plot twist was it's like I can appreciate the narrative intricacies behind zombie storytelling and the zombie tropes, but I just can't get into it. So Sally recommends zombie drama Korean, and it's called Kingdom. When I walk, I listen to music and I just daydream while walking. Unless I have like a new neighborhood or a new place that I'm walking to. If it's the same old route, I just music on, daydreaming. Apparently, daydreaming a lot of the time is also not a sign of good mental health. TikTok is teaching me more and more that apparently I'm not as normal as I had thought. Yeah, it's just it keeps changing and keeps changing, and it's like it just showcases that people will always be anxious about fucking anything, man. We're monkeys with anxiety. Yeah, podcasts are super fun. I've been really loving these particular women podcasts, which is done by Maitre from Raw Paint, if you guys know her, and a friend of hers, and also the Beauty Besties podcast. It feels like hanging out with friends. It's really cool. I also like Welcome to Night Vale, which is like a fiction podcast. What else? What else? There were like two mythology podcasts that I really enjoy, but I binge. What was just a dog? I binge listen to them. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Everything on TikTok at this point is like, oh, you do this, mental illness. You do that, mental illness. You do that, mental illness. I'm like, okay, I get it that maybe not everything that we do is in a neurotypical, on a neurotypical scale, but at a certain point, you gotta stop making everything be a sign of mental illness. As I said, we are monkeys with anxiety, and our brain is not made to deal with modern life. It just isn't. We've evolved way too fast for our little brain cells to process. So we do what we can to adapt. I've not read the books. I heard that they weren't that great compared to the podcast, so I just didn't bother with them. I've been trying to read nonfiction books, but it's just I'm either too evolved or all of the fiction books that I find just are too basic because I keep reading some of them and I'm like, yeah, this is basic shit, man. Why do you need 3 pages to tell you how to be kind to people? Like, why do you need 300 pages to tell you this or that? And I'm like, I've either read too many of these and they've started to feel formulaic, or I'm a very successful adult. So, yeah. It's okay. We won't judge your little shipping cart. Ships are an integral part of. Speaking of ships, oh man, I'm so happy that I got to experience the Destiel meltdown of the Supernatural finale. I'm both heartbroken because I was a shipper as well, and I really wanted the show maybe not have a Destiel finale, but have a proper ending. And they fucked it up completely. But the best thing was the fucking fandom meltdown. They revived a dormant fandom just by fucking up the ending, a la Game of Thrones. It was glorious. It was glorious. That's relatable, yeah. Spoilers for what? Supernatural? Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say what it was. It was just bad. Honestly, if it were me, just don't watch. Don't watch the ending. Just make your own ending in your head, and it will be 100% better in your head than whatever they wrote. Don't do it. Save yourself. Welcome back, Isabel. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I get like it was just the meltdowns. Christ. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it more because I'm afraid I will accidentally spoiler it. But it was just it was an experience. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're better off. Truly, you're better off. Like, you're not missing anything. Those series were just. No, just make up your own ending. Write your own fan fiction. Save yourself from the pain and suffering that we went through. For me, it depends the kind of show. I tend to spoiler myself because I don't mind spoilers. And I'm like, okay, I want to know if this piece of media wraps up things in a way that is satisfactory to me. And if it doesn't, I just don't watch it. My boyfriend doesn't get it. He's super anti spoilers. Like, the few bad fights that we had were because I spoiled him on shit. Um, so yeah, it's just I prefer to watch series where I know I will like the ending. Was she the redhead? I feel like I recently subscribed to her. Yes, it was her. Yeah, no, she really did an excellent video on it. And she did a great video about Twilight as well. That's how I discovered her, through her video about the Twilight Renaissance. I have no idea. I've never paid attention to Lint, to be honest. I will definitely take a look at that. Rowan Ellis's queer commentary on Supernatural. What are my thoughts on the Free Britney movement? I'm not up to date with everything, aside from what I've read on Twitter. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. But to me, it is very suspicious that a woman that has shown herself to be, at least visually, quite in charge of her own shit, as in she is mentally sane and mentally stable enough, is still held under a conservatorship. I don't think that that should happen without like sporadical controls from objective third parties. So to me, that like her situation to me is very scary and suspicious. um I was quite young when her breakdown happened, but it's like, if shaving off your head warrants a conservatorship, well, fucking hell, I cut my own hair 3 times in this pandemic and just chopped it in different ways. um I think it's just very weird, the whole way that this has been handled. I think she just, I think there needs to come like a third party to get involved and truly analyze her, because as is, to me it seems that everyone that's gotten involved has vested interests in it. Just oh, can you guys see me again? It just bleeped out for a second. But yeah, no, I love Jessica. I love Jessica. She is such a sweetheart and she's so eloquent. She is just an aesthetic. I love her. Okay, good, good. I'm back. I'm back. Because we had internet issues like an hour before this, and I was like, oh fuck, I just please let the internet work because I don't want to postpone this again because it looks bad. I think I just misclicked on something and it took me out of the page. But yeah, as I said, I think my viewpoint is quite superficial because I've not followed it. But it's really sad that no objective person is looking into it that has authority to definitely say, yes, she should be taken care of versus yes, she should be independent. Okay, just catching up with the comments. Sorry for the quiet. Honestly, I feel that my customer service job years and years ago just made me good at live streams. Or well, not good, but like able to talk my ass off. Because even there, it was like rude to help the person and just not say anything. And people would get antsy because they would see you remote in into their computer and fiddle with shit and not say anything. Also, I'm trying a new mascara. It's, where is you? There. This L'Oreal Air Volume. And I think it makes my lashes look pretty good. I really like it so far. No, not going to lie. I only bought it because it was pink. That is the sole reason why I bought this. Very superficial. I don't care. I will allow myself superficialities. Hi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a good lunch at work. I was thinking of starting to do lives with other people. Like, yeah, it's the Air Volume one, Nikki. I was thinking of starting to do lives with other people and maybe do little interviews. So what do you guys think? Is that too self-important if I would just invite people and do interviews with them? I feel that it would be enjoyable though, and it would be a bit more value than just me talking shit about myself and about video games. I have no idea if Sephora collection is actually child free, but they had a pretty good blue mascara as well. Let me see. Child free. I think it depends on the product, but if you're able to find out if they're child free, they have a really great blue mascara. Yeah, I would like to interview Hannah because she was an integral part of the low buy movement, at least on YouTube. I feel like she really started like a whole thing. Oh yeah, I believe you. I believe you. I was so happy the moment that I was able to transition from call assistants to other types because I it's very tiresome. It's very tiresome at the end of the day. Like I have like a whole mental list. Like Hannah, um Emily, because Audra, like Audra of course. Um Alex the Alchemist, again a very interesting person. With Raw Paint, Maitrey, and with Mariam, I've already had like a live and we chatted about corporate life and corporate boss babes and shit. So I need to make a whole goddamn list of people. I like grill them. But then I would probably end up super hated because I would probably just grill people and ask them uncomfortable questions. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, speaking of other cool things, I got some makeup for my birthday. Let me show you. Just for a lighthearted interlude. Hi day. Asha. Uh, so I got gifted the Ofra MIDI palette in Feeling Myself. I've never tried any Ofra highlighters until now. These are super pretty and shiny. And these are Blissful, Pillow Talk, and Rodeo Drive. So I'm really excited to try these out because from the swatches, they look blinding as hell. And I also got the Natasha Denona Mini Star palette. And it's very interesting to me how from swatching alone, I already prefer these shimmers to the Sunrise palette that I still have from her. They just feel a little bit more solid and less chunky than those other shimmers. So it's interesting because a lot of people were critiquing her mini formulas. So I'm yet again having unpopular makeup opinions. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. I'm actually really excited about it. The more I think, I just need these social spoons needed to actually carry on with that because it's easier to talk with you guys than it would be to talk with another person and keep that conversation going. It's a different type of dynamic, I think. Because here I know it's like, because you're here because you enjoy hanging out with me, right? So it's different. It's weird. It's odd to articulate. Um, yeah. You get it. You get it. Oh, working from home has been shit on my back. I am literally sitting like this all of the time. I need to get some posture training done because it's not good for the spinal health to be a computer goblin all of the time, and I work from the computer, I game, I read a lot on the computer, I argue with people on Twitter and Facebook on the computer again. Oh yeah, definitely, at least in a certain sense, because there's also this pressure of not upsetting anyone, of not accidentally saying an opinion that is too divisive and would make people think bad of me, but not in the sense of being hypocritical, but rather in the sense that I don't want to upset anyone and that I want everyone to have a feel good experience here on my channel. Yeah, I kind of do. The problem is that it's not the kind of monitor that can get elevated. Otherwise, so we've got two setups, right? We've got the gaming PC and the gaming laptop. Because my laptop that was like 10 years old just could not fucking handle remote work, could not. So we put money together and we just bought a gaming laptop. It was like, okay, fine, we might as well, if we do this and we just spend a bunch of money, might as well just get the good shit. And the laptop I can't elevate because otherwise my hands just sit in a very different, just an uncomfortable position, and I get hand pains at the wrists and fingers. The gaming computer, that's where my boyfriend works, and he needs that setup because it's a bigger monitor, and he's a programmer, so he kind of needs to just do whatever the hell he does. Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea. Yeah, I was thinking of getting separates, but it's like at this point I'm super anxious of bringing in more stuff in my house. I don't know, it's just I feel more and more caged and constrained by my environment, in the sense that it's not like I can just go around and throw shit out, right? Because I need most of this shit. Or it brings me joy, or I haven't kept for years unnecessary things in my home. That I have full control over. My boyfriend still keeps some stuff, but it's like that's his stuff. And because I spend so much time at home and just walk through and stumble upon these things literally, I just don't want to bring anything in. Yeah, same here. Stretching is godly. You might just convince me. You might just convince me. You make a very fine point. You make a very, very fine point. I think I also need to get like a proper chair because I work mostly on the couch, and of course you slouch on the couch. So there is that. I just want to go back to the office, man. I know I'm being super whiny, but I want to go back to the fucking office. I've been recently going back once a week, every Wednesday, to send out hardware to people. But it's like I just miss office dynamics. Just chatting with people, chatting with other teams, learning stuff from them. The smoke breaks, the coffee breaks, just the here at home I'm just stuck with myself. And I can't go pester my boyfriend because he's a big dick programmer. He does a lot of work. And when he's not doing work, he thinks about programming. Programming is his like one true love. I truly think that I'm his beard, and his actual true love is programming. I'm just here for show. Yes, exactly. And it's that separation between a work environment and a relaxation environment, which you can't have at home. Unless you like have the luxury to have a home office for something, but it's like not everyone can have a home office or a separate space for that, or even be unbothered in that space. You know what I mean? Thank you, Emily. You are not late. You arrived just when you needed to, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, exactly. Like I'm pretty introverted. I'm pretty feral as it is, but I am missing those little interactions at work that didn't really take much social energy out of me, but that enriched my day and enriched my working experience and enriched my my work stuff. Because Now I can't just go, I don't know, go to the desk where Windows team sits, or the messaging team sits, or the virtual where team sits, and just ask them questions. It's through Skype or through Teams, and it's just so sterile. It's not that dynamic of you learned from me, I learned from you, we're discussing this case, we're talking about it. There's no such thing now. It's just stupid fucking MS Teams, which I loathe. I hate that program. Thank you. Take care, Rebecca. I hope you have an easy work day or evening. So yeah, it's just whining about how I don't want to stay at home any longer is like my favorite pastime. Oh God, same. No, it's just it's awkward. It's awkward, and it's not the same as talking for YouTube or doing a live. Zoom calls are just especially stressful. And I specifically don't like doing support Zoom calls because I'm like, I need time to think things through and analyze and compare. And I don't like it when I'm being put on the spot to give the answer that second, that minute, and that person can see all of my weird facial expressions where I try to like, where there's like the Windows loading screen on my head trying to figure out their problem. Yeah, same here. Luckily, as far as I know, in our company, there weren't any like any issues. There were some corona cases, but everyone recovered in like 2 to 3 weeks with little to no side effects. So as a company, we were really lucky regarding that. Yeah, I can imagine it can be pretty terrifying. But you're doing important work and you're doing needed work. Yeah, we even had some at like our local office. And then I was like, yeah, okay, shit is going down, shit is happening. Thank you, Liz. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I've just been feeling so meh. The only thing that brings me like true peace right now is sleep. And that reminds me way too much of my depressive days. Like, I'm no longer depressed ish. But it's like I've gotten to the point where I just want to sleep the day away until this is done, and that's not healthy either. Oh, oof, I can't imagine that's been hard. Oh man, I'm so sorry. It sucks. I'm actually thinking of having my wedding in maybe 2023 if things, if we just go through this and we exit to semi-normalcy. I would like a late summer autumn wedding in 2023 because that gives us plenty of time for the pandemic to go away, for us to raise money, and to actually organize and think of what we want regarding the wedding. Because I'm wishy-washy about it, but oddly enough, my guy has very strong opinions about it. Very strong opinions about which venue he wants, when it should be, how many people we should invite. And meanwhile, I'm just, oh, pretty flowers. I want a pretty dress. If it were my me, we'd have a wedding with like 30 people max. But apparently, he wants to invite this whole slew of other people. And I'm like, why though? Oh man, yeah, I feel you. Oh God, I feel like I haven't seen my best friend in almost 2 years because she lives in the UK, right? So she would come every couple of months to visit in Romania because it would be cheaper on her UK salary to come over to Romania than it would have been for me to come over there. Because the pound is quite strong against the Romanian leu. And with everything that happened, of course, she hasn't been able to visit. So it's like I really fucking miss her. Thank you, Ryan. Melissa! She's my other best friend, but she also lives far away. She lives in another city. Her only fault is that she lives in a whole fucking different city than me. Wow. Whew. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that is that would give me a panic attack. But as long as everyone likes it and is like a culturally accepted things, I can see why it would be enjoyable if that's what you were used to and raised with. I would just, I'm too feral for that. Oh, well, maybe the next one. I'll keep my fingers crossed that you can find another spot. Oh, I miss you the most. Maybe after the pandemic is gone, we can have like another seaside escapade. That would be cool. Hi, thank you, Ron. That's very sweet of you. But same. I don't think I know. Like, I don't think I know 100 people like in the way that I would invite them to my wedding. I don't think I know 50 people that I would invite to my wedding that I know them that way. Because like as I said, I'm a very introverted and private person, so I can count the number of close friends on the numbers of my on the fingers of my hands. Thank you. Yes, it's my birthday. I have absolutely no idea if there are any special Romanian traditions. It's just the regular, birthday cake, celebrate with friends, stuff like that. We'll never say never. Oh yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. Because here it happens the same way. Like the parents would insist that you invite cousins and uncles and second cousins and friends of family and friends of their friends and colleagues and whatever. I'm just lucky that my family really isn't that big on my side, and I would probably be like, no, I'm not. I'm not calling whomever who I have not talked since I was literally 5. I do not care. As long as you're happy. Like it doesn't really matter if you marry or not marry, if you're like in love or not in love, if you're single or whatever. As long as you are happy, it really doesn't quite matter, no matter what people say. Ma'am, you don't count. You're an extrovert. Please. You literally do not count. I mean, my one tradition is that I do whatever I want for my birthday. I always take the day, if not the week off, and I do whatever I want during that day. If that's reading, I do reading. If that's sleeping, I sleep. But nothing that's like set in stone. Just the thing that I take it off and that I do what I want. Oh man, yeah, no, I can imagine. It's the same here. Like people expect you to invite them back if they invited you to their wedding, which I guess is normal. But there are some people that just call people because they need to make the money for the wedding back. And I'm like, I'm not about that life. Like I get it. I get it in a social sense, right? Because you want to forge those links with people. But in my feral little head, I'm just like, hiss. You know what I mean? Do not want. Yes, exactly. It just feels like a lot of fuss. Like if it were by me, I would have like a house party with a couple of people and then get the paper signed and just get a pretty dress. But apparently my guy was like, you nagged me about getting married. If we do it, we're doing it right. We are having a big wedding and you're having a fancy dress and I'm wearing a tuxedo and we're inviting 100 people. If I had to ask, if you asked me to ask you, we're doing this right. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you really insist. Oh, I think it's the same here. I think it's the same here. Oh, I'm sorry, babe. You deserve better. Fuck whoever broke your heart. Like truly, like the mess that I saw at some weddings that I went to, like drunk people. Jesus Christ, like I don't want to deal with that. I have no idea, honestly. It kind of depends with what we'll want at the moment. Just something that is tasty, because I went to too many weddings where it tasted like cardboard. And I don't want anyone to suffer through that. Like, if I will have to, I will order pizza. I just want people to be able to have their bellies full and enjoy the service at my wedding without thinking that they're eating fucking plastic. I am so envious, Abby. That sounds like the dream. The dream. Yes, exactly. Like, I was already dreaming, like, just a little house party with me and my, or like a garden party with me in a chaudronette dress, which is like, they make my dream dresses. And it lasts just maybe a day. Everyone's having fun, and then we all send everyone the fuck home. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't honestly been to that many either. Mostly coworkers of my guy, which I'm like, I don't even know why they invited us, because they weren't that close anyway, but fine. And like a family member of his. That was kind of it. Like, not many weddings. But I think I'm just scarred for life from how much bad food I had to eat at those weddings. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Like, after 3 years, you're like, fuck it, man. We're doing it how we want to do. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, honestly, because a destination wedding involves assuming that everyone that you want to invite has the money to haul ass over there and stay there for a couple of days and then haul ass back. What me and Dodo were talking about, we were talking about having like a garden wedding in Bucharest or nearby Bucharest, something where you've got like an indoors area and maybe also a tent and a pretty garden, pretty foliage, something like that, where you can take pretty pictures, people can go out and smoke and drink and stuff like that. The last wedding I went to was a guy I had a crush on. Oh wow. Yeah, no, you are an amazing woman. I have earlier, but I'll just say it again. We got engaged at Christmas. We visited his mother, as we do every year, because he is the only child of hers that actually is still in the country. He has a sister, but the sister is in Sweden. And so with the pandemic and everything, you can imagine it's not like she can visit. She also has like a small child, and with another one that just got born a couple of days ago, and I'm just enjoying all of the baby pictures. But whatever. Every year we go to have Christmas dinner at his mom's house, and he handed me a box of chocolates after dinner, and he was like, "Be careful with this box. Just open it gently." And I'm like, since when does in my head I was like, since when does this dude care about opening boxes gently? What the fuck? But I did open the box gently, and I didn't notice anything at first until I started eating candy, and I pulled out this. And I was like, is this for you? Is this for me, or is it for your mom? Because my brain did not compute that this is a wedding ring. It did not compute. And he just looked at me. He was like I could see like the wheels turning in his head. Like regretting that he's asking because I'm such a dumbass. I'm joking, of course. He loves me, dumbass and all. And he was like, it's for you. So I was like, oh, okay. And I just opened it. And the first thing that hit me was that this has like a LED, right? And it makes the ring shine. And the first thought of mine, because I did not notice the light, it was, oh, it's so pretty. It shines so bright with all of the Christmas lights that are nearby. And then I asked him, is this what I think it is? And he's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, well, then get on your knees and ask. He's like, okay, fine. If you want me on my knees, you should have just asked. So he pops the question. Everyone's happy. We took some pictures. And then I was like, oh, I knew it was a magic moment because the ring was shining so brightly and it's like a Christmas miracle. And he's like, the ring was shining because there's a light in the box. And I'm like, no, you're shitting me. There's no light in the box. And I opened the box and of course it's a fucking light. So yeah, it was a really cute. I had stupid fucking comments on Facebook afterwards from like bitter ditties, because I can't say that they're anything else. And they were like, Oh, he only proposed at his mother's place? Why didn't he do anything more grand? And I'm like, because we're in a pamplemousse. We're in a polygonal. We're in a perpendicular. We're in a panoramic. Like we're in a pandemic. What did you want this guy to do? And besides, it was like the sweetest fucking proposal. It was exactly what I wanted. Like seriously, so unnecessarily rude. Like, who the fuck cares what you think about the proposal? You're not the one getting married. Thank you, Alex. I hope you have a great work week. Thank you, Amanda. Take care. Take care. Take care. Yes, exactly. Like we're in the middle of a something. Like, what do you want him to do? Seriously. And he also knew that I didn't have the patience to wait for more years because we had been together for 8 years and I made it very clear that it was this year or never. Because listen, I am not getting any younger and I have given him 8 years of my life. So I told him, you either propose to me this year or you let me go. Because I want this out of life. I want the whole married, children, white picket fence type of happiness. And if you don't want that for us, then you need to let me go. So he knew that panoramic or not, he needed to propose if he wanted to keep me by his side. And I honestly don't feel bad about giving him any type of ultimatum. I don't feel bad. It was setting clear expectations. It was setting clear expectations for this relationship. And yes, exactly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, it's fine. It kind of depends on what people want, right? If people want public proposals and the couple has discussed it beforehand, then fine. But if nobody discussed this beforehand and the guy just decides to pop a ring in the middle of a restaurant, you don't know if she actually wants to say yes or if she's pressured to say yes because she has the eyes of strangers on her. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. I love them too. Like I have so many saved in the mental folder. I just love them. Love them. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you to anyone that enjoyed the proposal story. Oh, thank you, thank you. Isa actually knows us in real life, and she knows that we are so weird now that we've been together for so long that if we split up, probably nobody will take us. We have developed such a brand of weirdness that fermented into this relationship because we fed off each other's weirdness. And I'm like, fuck it, if I turn single, it's for life, man. I'm gonna die with my cats because no sane man is going to put up with this over here, or sane woman, or sane anything. Oh yeah, man, those poor girls. Like it should seriously be discussed beforehand. Like the guy should be like, "Listen, I want to propose maybe soon. Would you be?" I mean, it's sort of true. She's roasting my ass, but it's sort of true. But it's all good fun, man. Like it's a healthy relationship that's based on laughter, not taking anything seriously, you know? Look, that would be a happy death, man. Like some men just aren't worth more than, hello. Like some men or women or humans or whatever you want just aren't worth giving up the perfect life with cats. Oh no. I'm so sad, but I'm so living for this tea. Yikes. Yikes. No. Honestly, yeah, exactly. It's clear communication. And I think what made our relationship so successful from the very beginning was that we communicated clearly from the very beginning what we wanted at each stage. Uh, what we wanted when we were together for 1 year, what we wanted when we were together 3 years, what we wanted when we were together 8 years, what upset us, what could be improved, what could be made better, um, suggestions, stuff like that. Like there is always a type of openness and communication. Yes, please, please do. Yes, exactly. The timing should be the surprise, not the fact that. Ah, true, true. Why do we have we have a saying in Romanian that's like life is better than movies. Viața bate filmul. Which basically, as the name suggests, is like, yeah, real life is crazier than anything you will find scripted or staged. He choked on the pop. Yeah, I would have choked too, seriously. I would have thrown that champagne on her. Like Hazard pay for therapy. Like every time she has to witness a failed proposal, they have to pay a therapy session. Big same. Big same. Like setting expectations early just makes everyone not waste their time. Valentine's Day just generates mess all of the time. Be it arguments about how Valentine's Day doesn't matter, arguments about how Valentine's Day does matter, successful proposals, finding out that people are cheating because the schedules overlap, how you shouldn't celebrate Valentine's Day but rather the traditional holiday in your country, Dragobete in Romanian, which is on the 28th, maybe 24th, 28th, something like that. How you didn't do enough for Valentine's Day, how you did too much for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, it's the holiday that seeds the most chaos in relationships and in outsiders alike. Oh my god. I just heard him choking while she was telling him who she knocked boots with. My god. My god. Just the poor dude. The poor fucking dude. Seriously. How can you like imagine getting proposed to and instead of like being some sort of classy and being like, yeah, no, you just go like, well, no, because I fucked your best buddy somewhere. I think I'm gonna buy, actually. I'm thinking of buying from Shotronet. Not sure if I showed you at a certain point the website. Give me a second. Um, I'm just gonna link it here because it's my stream and I do what I want. I'm thinking of getting from Shotronet and actually going to Yash to their store to fit it in, but you'll probably see me be too lazy to go there and just getting whatever white dress I look better in. Hi, Thorn. Happy to have you here. Don't give them any ideas. As if Hollywood isn't recycling literally anything right now. Like they're making gritty remakes of everything, and I'm like, pause off. Stop making remakes of every cartoon. Start doing something original for crying out loud. Just stop ruining Winx Club for us. Stop ruining my childhood. Ah, thank you. I know most streams that I do aren't like the best timing wise, but it's fucking time zones. Yeah, that's why it's like good to have a periodic talk because at the start of every relationship, including this one, because of like bad experiences, because for I'm not gonna launder in public my fox laundry, mom and stepdaughter and whatever. Needless to say, I always thought of marriage as a prison, something that you are stuck in, not something that you joyfully enter and build a home with. So I would just say I don't want to get married. I want to be free. But then eventually you end up finding a person that when you come to them, it's coming home, and you make a team instead of two different people, and they are your safe space, they are your safe harbor, and you realize, or at least I realized, that weddings are not, they're not a prison unless you don't pick the person right. Seriously, no. But it's like, but you know what the thing is? I wouldn't be the main character because I am the least, with the least drama of them all. Like I told you, I have secondary character energy because I would be there being supportive cast and just watching everyone and picking them up from their antics while everyone just does some bullshit. Like I would probably be the main character because I would be the main common denominator between those people. And because me and his friends, like my boyfriend is named Cosby, but we call him Dodu. It's just, he's got like the craziest ragtag band of friends. He's a very sociable person. He's as feral as I am, but somehow he's very, very sociable. He's got a lot of friends, lots of acquaintances, and he's got some pleasantly weird people in his life. I mean, yeah, but at least he knew where you standed, right? Oh, I'm happy that you at least you have power back right now, right? Because I think I saw an update. Big Leo energy. My mom is a Leo. I love Leos. Just Leos are always characters. Let me just reapply this lip gloss. My lips are just chronically fucking dry since sitting at home all day, and I'm suffering. My skin is also incredibly dry, and I am suffering. And I look at my guy who has perfectly moisturized skin all of the time, and like perfect curly hair and perfect curly eyebrows, and no eyebrows, eyelashes, and I'm like, you have nothing but the audacity, sir. He literally washes his face with soap, and he literally uses medicinal shampoo, and he does not have one single zit, and his hair always looks curly and nice. Meanwhile, I have to fight with everything. Fucking rude of Mother Nature, honestly. Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. And I think it's very important to keep your partner up to date with what you're thinking and what's going on through your head, so you don't just spring it up on him or her or whomever that, oh, I said 8 years ago that I don't want children. Well, I've been thinking for 5 years now that I want a little mini me. It doesn't work that way. Like every time I have had a change of heart regarding marriage, regarding children, which I now want, I have told my guy from the get go, from like the very few inklings of an idea that, my opinions might change. So we could be on the same foot. People always, I've heard a lot of people say that they enjoy Saravi, but it just didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. I just think my skin is fussy. My skin has expensive tastes for some reason. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, I hope that when we have children, they'll have his hair because his is very defined, like very curly, very defined. Mine, I need to work to get that type of wavy definition. Otherwise, it's just a broom. I've got like a very weird, very thick Italian hair. Oh my god, no, out of curiosity or out of the thing that's like, oh, well, if I don't have children, who will take care of me when I'm old? And I'm like, that's selfishness. That's like an 18-year commitment. You can't just have children out of curiosity or as a failsafe. In my opinion, you need to have children because you desperately want them, because you want to raise a little human in the world, because you want to add something of value to the world. A child should be your gift to the world, and you should raise him accordingly. Raise him, her, they accordingly, with love and respect, and forming them like out of clay, not just there you are, go out into the world. I've satisfied my curiosity. Yeet. Doesn't fucking work that way. It's just people feeling very. Some people internalize their life choices as being part of their personality. So them having children becomes part of their personality and part of their value system, although it has nothing to do with, that type of thing. So when you say I don't want children, they feel like you're attacking them and their lifestyle instead of making a choice for your own. They feel like somehow you are invalidating all of their choices and all of their ideas just by saying I don't want to do the same thing that you do. They perceive it as a sort of personal attack. And it's like this with a lot of things. A lot of people uh, internalize their decisions, their life decisions, and in the moment when someone says, well, I don't want to do the same thing that you do, they take it as a personal affront. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Like my baby fever manifests very vaguely. I just know that I want a little one to raise into a good human being, like intelligent and a good person. And then I hear his kid screaming somewhere, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. So it alternates. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you going to do from the grave? Just donate it to someone that you know will enjoy it. Like at a point, you get old enough, you may have friends, or friends of yours will have children, or other people that you can have meaningful connections with. If you don't want your stuff to go to the government, there are many, many people that you could give them to. Yeah, truly. No, some people think children are like easier to take care of than pets. And it's like, you can't treat a child like getting a cat. It ain't gonna take care of itself. My mother-in-law was asking me, when are you going to give me, mini dodus? And I'm like, yeah, the cats are enough. The cats will be enough for you for now, ma'am. Kids in this economy have a child in the USA, not me. Man, relatable. Like, I sometimes see myself having a child and I'll be like, yeah, but I kind of don't want to have them in Romania. Because I know how the educational system is in Romania. And I know how most people in this country are. And I know how the government is. And I know how the health system is. And I kind of don't want to. But then again, I also don't want to move from this country. So I'm like, probably when I will end up knocked up, it's going to be a decision that I'll need to take on the moment and just add up all of the math in my head and see what I actually want. I mean, for real, the US is kind of dystopian. Honestly, every country, if you start taking a look at it, like very closely at a microscope, every country has some weird shit going on. Except maybe the Nordics. I think the Nordic countries like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, they're doing fine. The rest, all sorts of fucked up. I mean, I don't know, man. Some men love witches. Some people love witches. Like men, women, like witches are cool, especially in the year of our Lord 2021. I'm not letting kids go to fucking raves, man. When my kids will be old enough to get to raves, you'll be like 40 something. So I don't know if you'd still wanna. Yes, exactly. The kiddies will have to do. They have enough personality as is anyway. I feel the educational system is like a mess fucking everywhere. Like very few countries have their educational system up to par. They're like throwing children through the meat grinder. Like they'll come out well adjusted, surely. I mean, if we teach them enough math, they'll come out well adjusted adults, right? I'm so happy I got to have this live and then the internet didn't sabotage me. I wanted to film as well today and just wrote the script, but I just don't feel up to it. I haven't felt up to it for a while now. It's just, I want to sleep all day. I feel sad all day. Meanwhile, I just disrespect mine. Oh, hello. Come say hi. Come say hi, fatty. This is Marvo. He's my child. I found him when he was like the size of his head, and now he's a fat fuck. Look how fat he is. 6.5 kilos. Oh, I love you. There you go. Ow! Rude. Seriously, whenever he jumps down from something, it's like I threw a weight on the ground. You just feel pump. Did you hear that? Oh. Yeah, you could hear that. Like I swear to God, we joke that he's probably just ruining the flooring with all of his jumping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, just cool just puts people into the meat grinder. They're like, oh, we'll just slam together 30 children from completely different backgrounds and completely different upbringings and completely different interests, and we'll have them learn the same thing from people that are half and half. Like half of them are sane enough to teach, the other half just have huge power trip issues, and we will hope that they will not come out scarred for life out of it. I'm the same as Haruki. I have like a very heavy "don't fuck with me" walk, which is like deceptively heavy and like very heavy stepped compared to my actual height. But at least it keeps people away from me, which is always a bonus. He's the cutest, and he knows he's cute. I'm sad that the others aren't here because I would show them to you, but I have no idea where they are. They're probably sleeping with Cosmin in the other room. Oh yeah, no, definitely. But it's like half of them actually have the talent and the vocation for it, and they're in very sad situations. The other half should not have been led around children at all. At all. Like the amount of crazy fucking teachers that I had that just thrived on humiliating you and playing mind games and power trips. And I'm like, who the fuck let you out of pedagogic school? Who told you that you should be teaching children? Like, what are you doing with your life? Gracias, Elsie. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Like he has his moments when he wants to be cuddled and he will let me know. There are moments when he's literally just he tolerates me. He's like, "Okay, get it over with. Fine. I know I'm your favorite child. Get it over with." he just he brushed his tail against me, and now my nose itches. Don't they dominate us all? Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. It's such a complex topic, and it's sad for everyone involved. I just wish we could do better. But they've stopped funding the church so much, so maybe they will start funneling that money into things actually useful, like education and infrastructure. It's always the history teachers that are the coolest, like history and literature teachers. I'm happy that you got like a cool experience. I remember like a very fucked up school memory. We had in middle school a drawing teacher that clearly did not give a single fuck about teaching to children, and he literally despised the living shit out of that situation. And eventually he started arguing with a kid that was like in the final year of middle school, so 14, 15-year-old type of that. And they started shouting at each other, and at a certain point the teacher, who was this 50-something-year-old man, picks up a chair and just starts, at the child with that chair, like he was a lion tamer, like he was trying to tame a lion, just shoving the chair at the kid feet first. And it still feels like it was a fucking fever dream. Crazy fucking shit. There's always that one teacher that's like, especially sports teachers, they're like, make you run so they can see your boobs go up and down. Fucking disgusting. Should not be allowed near children. For fucking God. Exactly, Grandpa Cat. He agrees with me. I feel that some did it because they had no other choice. So if you're like, for example, my drawing teacher, all he knew to do was art, and you can't make it into the art world, what do? You go teach. And I think that's what happened. I think he couldn't make it in the art world, or he made it once upon a time, but he wasn't making as much money as he was, and he started hating it. Now you're making me Google him, because I just wanna remember what he was called. The fuck was he called, man? I don't even remember. Whatever. That's just so sad, man. They're just preventing you from getting a good education by just being shit human beings. Jesus fucking. If that man went missing all of a sudden, I would not blame people not reporting it. I'm just saying. Sometimes you just need a guillotine. It's the same for me with math. I thought for years and years that I hated math because I was too stupid to get it. And then I started tutoring with a former math student. And she actually explained it in a way that made me understand it and love it. And of course, now I have trouble making even simple additions because I've not done math in a while. But it was so weird that I just hated math for such a long time, and just one person could change it around. Ryan says, I'm a high school teacher. I teach US history. As with any profession, there are rotten apples out there. No, definitely. It happens in every job. It happens in every job. It's just particularly concerning because they have access to children. God, I have just so much cat hair. Just give me a second because I am about to cry. Like, I get it, extra fiber, but I'm not about that life. Done. I think. I hope. Honestly, Ryan, you're doing super important work. You being one of the good ones, it makes a huge impression on children. People remember their teachers years and years past after they've graduated. So you having a good influence on them is super important. I think we're gonna chat for maybe 10, 15 more minutes, and we're gonna call it a night because it's 1:30 a.m. here, and I should probably go take more of my cat nap, schedule sleep, and because I'm just sleepy. No, it's the same. Like language, history, and philosophy, I just get, particularly foreign languages. Once you realize that most of them are connected and they've got similar roots, and you learn one language that has similar roots, and then you can just go branching out, right? It's You learn enough Latin, you learn enough Greek, you start understanding a lot of words, and they're just fascinating. Math, programming, I don't have the brain for it. Even if I remember like all of the formulas and something. Oh, give me a second, I need to cough. Even if I remember all of the formulas and stuff like that, it's just I don't have the attention span for any type of realistic work. Oh no, definitely, definitely. We are talking more about the outliers here because there are some truly amazing teachers that make school worth it. Oh, that's way too early. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Sleep in a little, Junsui. And good morning. Yes, it's so fascinating how it all is just it's a it's like a tree of life. It's a tree of life, how one word, how one language just goes along so many different paths. It's truly fascinating. I honestly wish that in a different life I would have probably been a language teacher or someone that studies languages, but no, I needed to eat, so in IT support I go. It's kind of sad because in Romania, like psychology and philosophy and stuff like that is just very superficially treated in most high schools. No, thank you. Oh God. Yikes. I remember, so in college, I took foreign languages as my what Americans would call a major, right? So it was the main study topic for me. Um, and we, aside from the two languages that we had to study, we also had to, in the third year, get a third language that we only did like an hour a week. And I picked Catalan because I was like, oh, it's just kind of like the bastard baby of Spanish and French. I can make it. When I tell you that I did not study for one single exam and just coasted through the language being similar, I probably don't know how to speak one word of Catalan, but I will probably understand a book in it. I should have probably studied more, but at a certain point, I just wanted to get it done and over with. I was sick of it by the third year, mainly because like 3/4 of my teachers in third year were just off their rocker. Languages are amazing. Yeah, it's the same with me. I took French for many years. I can read in it. I could understand a French speaker if they spoke patiently and slowly. Speaking doesn't happen unless you actually continue speaking it. And if you actually start interacting with natives and working in it, it's kind of like with English, you know? Standardized teaching can only take you so far. Yeah, no, I feel you. Like Most Romanians know a smattering of Spanish because of telenovelas. The only reason that I know a bit of Spanish is because my mom and my grandmother would watch telenovelas all day long. It's actually really good for you. It's really good for you and it's really good for the brain. Acquiring new languages rewires the brain paths, and it's been studied and it's been proven. The more different the languages, the better it is for your brain to study it. What's your like what are the official languages? Oh, Chinese is amazing. Japanese as well. They're just very unique languages. I think you guys have the advantage of the fact that America is a country that is a continent. You skip state lines and you are still in America. Here you skip state lines and you're a different country with different languages. So I can see why it's not prioritized, but it should be. Yeah, I heard that those three languages are quite similar. No, telenovelas are like the intrinsic 90s kid Romanian experience. Like I do not know one person in my age group that has not watched telenovelas, either forced or wanting to. Oh yeah, thank God for the internet. Like the only reason my English is so good is because of the internet. Did I leave mental scarring in my head because I was on Reddit and Tumblr in my formative years? Yes, but at least my English is amazing. I'm not to kiss my own ass, but I'm kissing my own ass over here. I'm pretty proud with how my English is. Oh God, yeah, no, Rebelde. And that was when we were like a little bit older, like when we were actively watching them. But I remember like Gata Salvaje or something to do with perro, like Dog Man, or like they were basically calling the main character like a dog, or Maria del Barrio. That was another one, and all of the ones with that main actress. Like there were so many that our family watched. I mean, yeah, but that's because it's the lingua franca, you know, that's why they don't prioritize it. English is everywhere. I understand why, but I don't think it's a good decision because you never know when you actually want the mobility to go away. Oh yeah, no, Thalia as well was my favorite. Like I wanted to look like her. I wanted to look like her and like Anahi from Rebelde. Uh, Completely different ideas to how I could realistically ever look in my life. But whatever. Thank you and happy belated birthday to you, Cecily. Thank you. I mean, yeah, but it's no use crying over spilled milk, you know? At least you are able to learn now. And it's you have time now to learn. I mean, yeah, but also it's good to study your language in that way because otherwise it gets lost. Imagine that you guys stop studying Irish and suddenly you lose oral traditions or documents just because not a lot of people know how to read it. I think it's very important. It keeps you rooted. Oh my God, yeah, no. For context, me and Isa have completely different preferences in men, in aesthetics, in how we want to look. It's just we are polar opposites. But like Arai, she was like the peak of what every 14-year-old wanted to look like at the time. You are doing amazing with English. Stop being so self-conscious. I will yell at you as well. Like I will queue up to bully you because you are great at English. I need to be careful with this chair because 2 days ago I tried to, you know, move away from the chair, just scrape it against the floor so I could move away from it. I went ass over tea kettle. The chair just tipped over, took me with it, and I was like feet up in front of my vanity, with my boyfriend being like, "Are you okay? What happened? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. My ego hurts more than anything else at the point." She is incredibly smart. I love Fethy. This is the Fethy fan club. Oh no, oh god, no, I have scarring for life from Dante. It's like in college, I studied foreign languages, subsection translation. 2 years, 2 fucking years. You give us to translate like day-to-day stuff, like newspaper articles and books and shit like that. Third year, what do? You give us fucking Dante and 15th century bullshit, and you give us economical and political treaties. And I'm like, we don't have the experience or the vocabulary for either. And we had teachers calling us dumbasses and stupid for not being able to translate 15th century Dante in our third year of college. And I was like, you should not have made us translate modern Italian newspaper articles for 2 years then. Yes, same, same. Yeah, beauty videos are amazing. Like, I don't know, I had to actually learn the Romanian words for certain terms in makeup because I realized at a certain point that I don't know how to say crease in Romanian. And I was like, okay, how the fuck do you call that area in makeup terms? Uh, or like transition shade or stuff like that in a way that isn't like Rom English or like a direct translation. Yeah, truly. It's just, I get it, man. It's the culture, but like, it's not. It doesn't look like Italian looks right now. Celtic languages are truly amazing. I learned just how to pronounce a couple of, Celtic, Irish, Welsh names in that area, because I work with the UK a lot, and it was embarrassing to get people's names wrong. Like I called a person that was called Siobhan. I called them precisely as their name was written, which is I called them Siobhan, and it was embarrassing because I could hear the awkward silence, and I was like, I mangled your name, didn't I? And they were like, yeah, but don't worry, most second language speakers do. Oh no, no, I'm getting like PTSD. I'm getting like college PTSD. Yeah, I can imagine. Is Efe like is so I would initially pronounce it as Efe. Is it like Ifa or something like that? Don't worry, at least someone knows my suffering. I also learned how to pronounce like Neve, which is like spelled as Niam. It's it's just very, very interesting pronunciation. Yeah, Ifa. God. Neve, yeah. It's so much fun. But no, I will never like I'll never swallow down the fact that I called Siobhan a Siobhan. It sounds like a fucking car. That poor woman. Blaithned? Bloithned? I think that's way beyond my powers. Or Blathe maybe? Don't laugh at me. I'm trying. Oh, I saw some TikToks of an American guy trying to pronounce Romanian, and it was like it's phonetical. Just say just say it phonetically and you're fine. Blonde. Oh my god. Like, my brain just fried. Yes, exactly. And I am what I really liked about my customer service, like IT support over the phone job, was that we would have to deal with a lot of people that lived in different countries because the company that we would help, they would have plants in a lot of countries, like Asian countries, Nigeria, they had a plant in France, a lot of Italians, some US people, UK. And it was really fun because you would get these, I would say, dialects of English, especially in non English speaking countries that still had English as an official language, like Nigeria. It like the accent would be one thing, but there would be several idioms that to communicate effectively with them, you would have to pick them up. It was fascinating because it was like learning a language adjacent to English that was still a very different thing from English. To be fair, runes, especially the Elder Futhark and the ones that are newer, they're quite similar to the actual alphabet. Like I actually learned how to read and write in runes in college because I was a nerd. The Elder Futhark specifically. It was super fun. Yeah, like it looks so mysterious, and it also helped that I was really into rune work in that period. So sigil work, rune work, stuff like that. And so I really liked working with those. Not so much now because as I have grown older, I have practiced less and less because I realize that I am toying with stuff that I may not 100% be comfortable with. And it's like I don't know if I want to support no, not support, that's a Rome English thing. If I want to deal with the consequences of me playing with things that I don't entirely 100% understand. So now I just like mostly read. I would say that I'm a witchy scholar more than a witchy practitioner. Yeah, it kind of depends. It depends because I've noticed people get offended if it's like a common name. If it's not a common name, they're quite fine with it. Uh, Italians, I have had a couple of Italian women that got super offended when I mispronounced their name, and that might be just because they were shitty people in general. Like they were the fear of the whole team. Like we knew that when whomever, I can't remember the name now, called, you would be in for a treat. I hate it when people call me by my middle name now. I've noticed a lot of people at my workplace, especially the Sri Lankan and the Indian colleagues, they call me a lot by my last name, and I don't understand why, because they know it's the last name. So I think it might be like a cultural. I'm keeping you at a distance. This is the respect that we give each other thing, but I still can't bring myself to like call them, I don't know, Sevakumar or whatever their last name is at the time. You know, it just feels very strange. I haven't asked them yet. I probably should because I'm actually curious. Oh my God, no, I get it. I get it. I completely get that. I had my true name, so not the nickname, not the shorthand, which is Mia. My true name is spelled in a very particular way that is common in Italy, not so common in Romania. I often have to argue with people about its true spelling. Imagine this, two fucking adults, me a grown-ass 20-something-year-old woman that had to change paperwork and identification work several times up at this point in my life, having to argue with some dumbass that yes, my name is spelled like that. Yes, also on official paperwork. No, I did not change it to be like that. Bruh. Oh, I feel you. No, my surname gets changed so so many times and so uniquely all of the time, and it's every new year I find two or three variations of how people can fuck up my name, and I'm like, how? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like a cultural thing. I'll probably need to ask someone. Seriously? Oh god. Yeah, sorry, I keep calling you Isa and I suck, but it's like it's from me, so it doesn't count. Yeah, no, it's just uh, different spellings are like the spice of life. I don't know. I think it's because I suck. I get Hill. I get Hool. But why Paul, of all things? But no, I will make an effort to stop calling you Isa. I will make an effort, I promise. It's just easy shorthand. I love you. Honestly, no idea. Maybe Duolingo? I don't know. I think Duolingo would be free or Memrise. Yes, but you are blessed. Boring names never get misspelled. I have official documents that are misspelled and I had to redo them. So consider yourself #blast. Oh, I hope you love them, Ellen. I'm also like I'm pretty active on Goodreads, so if anyone has Goodreads, just add me on that for like book and fan fiction recommendations. Lately, I've also started putting fan fictions in Goodreads because fuck it. If it's over 100K words, it counts. Like I put hours of my life in it. Like I don't care if people don't consider them real books. It's still lots of fucking pages that I read. Let me link my Goodreads. Come on, load. There we go. This is my Goodreads. Thank you. It took me a second. It took me a second to get it. It depends. Like some fan fictions are already there, like the very big ones or the very popular ones, they're there. So I always search beforehand. If it's not there, I kind of consider, is it worth me adding it manually? If so, I do. If not, is the bastard child of Italian and Slavic languages. It's got like a little bit of both. And for some reasons, diacritics just fuck people up. But mostly, if it's not something with diacritics, you can be pretty safe with a very phonetic pronunciation. Thank you, Eeyore. Thank you. But no, seriously, like with fanfiction on Goodreads, I'm now like 3 or 4 books ahead of my reading goal. And it's like nice. Because it's still reading that I do, you know, and I don't read just run of the mill fan fiction. I read complete 100, 200, 300K works. So they're like little novels in their own right. It was a good day. I spent most of it sleeping, to be honest. Yes, but you also have to consider that it's phonetic for Romance language knowers. It's not phonetic for people that associate different letters with different phonemes. Like, for example, the E in English, right? We call it E, they call it E. And I is something different, whereas we would call it E. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a matter of phoneticism with how you have learned to pronounce different letters. Mulțumesc. Mulțumim. I remember actually when we tried to speak some of the Sri Lankan language when one of our coworkers from there came over, and he told us just don't do it. He said that he said that we sounded like country bumpkins. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. No, definitely doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel weird, real at all. Yeah, exactly. No, it's just its phonetics are amazing. Mm-hmm. That's fascinating. Oh yeah, no, the Arabic, like the was it like the glottal H? I think it is like that sound. Terrible, terrible, like terrible in the sense that it's hard to learn. But it's a fascinating little phoneme. And all people also struggle with like the double letters in Italian. It's just you have to slap the letter a bit. So, you know, you wouldn't pronounce, for example, this word. So you wouldn't pronounce it as tutto, which is like a very soft T. You would pronounce it tutto. You just, of course, with like emphasis, but tutto, tutto. You just slap the double T a bit. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Let's see. Farsi language. Persian language. Farsi language examples. Let's see if I can manage to ruin something. It's a bit similar to the Arabic that or like the Arabic dialect that I heard my friend talk about. So it's like salam, sobakir, asbakir, khosh amadid, halek shomachtorech. I probably just ruined everything. So, but it was fun. Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's like if you don't know how to pronounce it right, and I don't know any fucking Arabic, but I did just joke a bit around with my friend. She's half Pakistani, half Arab, so she knew a bit of the language when she was younger. If you don't know how to pronounce it right, you will literally fuck up your throat because it's like scratching at your throat because you don't know where to place the sound in your mouth, if that makes sense. Languages are fun. Oh, 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 geez, sorry. That was I almost swallowed you whole. That was rude. Sorry. We have a saying in Romanian that's like Put your hand at your mouth, or else a fly will land in. Yes, exactly, the mouthfeel of pronunciation, but it's also an actual thing in phonetics. Different sounds come from different parts of the mouth, throat, and teeth. And if you just move your tongue, you cannot pronounce one or the other. I remember I had such a weird phonetics teacher. He would not keep his eyes open while he taught. He would not open his eyes. I knew he could see, because he would come in eyes open, and you would see his eyes open and completely fine when he was outside of the classes. But in the classroom, eyes closed unless he was with his back to us. Crazy. He was a bit of a genius, but nobody took him enough seriously enough. Gosto muito disso, é tão interessante. I think that's like Portuguese, is it? Yes, teeth. What's up with the eyes closed? Like, I understand having stage fright, right? But why would you pick a job where it's literally your job, 8 hours of a day, to teach to 60 students in an amphitheater? Oh yeah, I am. I'm pretty close. I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. But it's like, it's just a number, you know? I'm happy that I have like a good community of people surrounding me. Was he called Matescu? Like, did he maybe just go to 2 colleges? Because it's too crazy to have 2 teachers that would do the same thing. I have a lot of bullshit on Goodreads. I read a lot. Gotta get my daily dose of escapism. Oh man, it's always those teachers that you are too afraid to talk to that have fucking tenure. Amazing. God, maybe they were brothers or something. Speaking of phonetics, it's so fun because obviously every city everywhere has a different accent. Like every region, even in Romania, every region has a different accent. And it's super fun to me when people from the provinces come in Bucharest and they talk about the Bucharest accent, and people deny having any. They're like, no, 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 we're the capital. We don't have an accent. But we definitely do. Like the way we pronounce certain things is like, it's definitely an accent. You just don't think you have an accent because you live with everyone that speaks the same with you. Because, for example, in Bucharest, instead of saying pe, which means on, so the proper pronunciation is literally pe. We pronounce p. So, for example, instead of saying pe masă, which is on the table, we say pe masă. And it's like, yeah, everyone has an accent, man. I'm so sorry. No, no, I don't think you have a Bucharest accent. Like the way you lull your words, and that whole ciao thing, which like threw me off. I was like you said, it's like I was like, oh, is that a Timișoara thing? But no, definitely don't have a Bucharest accent, especially because you don't pronounce p, the, that kind of stuff. Exactly. Everyone has an accent. You just don't hear your accent because everyone else around you has the same one. Yeah, same. I worked really hard to get rid of like the stereotypical Eastern European accent. But when I'm tired, you can definitely tell. I'm like a Russian spy all over the place. Like you can really tell that I am Eastern European when I'm tired and I don't want to put up the front of having the type of accent, you know? Yeah, you have a combo accent. You're right. It's like initially in school, I tried very hard to have like a Queen's English accent. But then I started working a lot with different types of countries, so it was easier for me to adopt like an international-ish accent where it feels vaguely not from anywhere, rather than keep the Queen's British English. But sometimes I'm like, just fuck it, fuck it. We're all going Eastern European up this bitch. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you for joining. Take care. I've heard that I've heard that a lot. Like yogurt pronounced as yogurt. It fucks me up. And I don't understand why. No, yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's like you can tell. Uh with you you've got a very, very good accent, but there are points where you can definitely tell, because nobody can keep up the pretense of the perfect accent all of the time. They are lovely, but they're not the best in certain settings because the harshness of the way that we pronounce things combined with English sometimes makes people think like that you are talking forcefully to them or that you are aggressive in your speech when that's not the case. The phonetics of the accent makes it feel a bit harsh. So if you want to come out across as softer, you need to modulate your speech so your pronunciations of things is much, much softer. The Queen sounds German. It's just, I don't think it's entirely my merit. I think it comes from, for the past 7, 8 years since I've worked any type of job, I have worked exclusively with international people and my Romanian coworkers. But like 90% of the conversations that I have are with English, American, and international speakers. So, of course, at a certain point, you start to assimilate the way that they talk and start talking in a way that everyone understands you in. Yes, exactly, exactly. Languages are amazing. I fucking love them. I started to learn like a little bit of Greek when the pandemic hit, and then I got sad that the pandemic was continuing, so no Greek for me. I think I even forgot half of the alphabet. I kept saying that I want to learn Greek because of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's just I start and then I forget to practice for like a week. I forget everything, then I start again, and so on and so forth. Oh yeah, no, definitely. They were like importing brides and grooms all over the place. Oh, fuck them. I mean, even if you do, what does it matter, you know? Swedish queen is literally German. Yeah, they just imported their spouses in royalty. They were like, okay, we're gonna marry the Spanish queen with like the Finnish prince or whatever. They were like, we need to bring more variety to the gene pool, right? And what better way than to import a whole different gene set from another country? And on that funny note about royalty, I think we should wrap it up for tonight because it's 2:13 to 2 and a quarter of an hour. and I'm getting sleepy. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And actually, no, evening, day, whatever it is where you're from. Ah, yeah, you guys are right. It was the opposite of variety, but it was funnier. Maybe one day. Thank you. I do sound more Romanian when I'm tired. So it's like when I'm tired, I do start sounding a bit more Romanian. But as it is, I try to school my accent to not sound as Romanian. And that was an example of a bit of a tired sentence. But yeah, good night, guys. Thank you guys so much. And I hope I'll catch you in the next live. And we'll see if I can make these interviews with people a reality. Take care. Bye.